and welcome to my channel, Real Talk My Call. In this video, I'm going to share my life experience from a situationship to now a wife. And actually, I'm coming up in my 1 year anniversary this upcoming November. So I just want to give some details about what I went through and endured, and also share some questions and girl talk that I had with some of my friends or peers and how I got to the point of now becoming a wife. And I'm going to say it's not no one magical thing, one quick fix, or nothing like that. I just want to share my perspective, my life experience with you guys. So if anybody's going through something similar, when to cut ties and move on, or if it is something worth fighting for. So I want to take you guys back to 2012. I'm not going to drag it out. I'm going to try to keep it as condensed as possible. But if you do want to see a part two or feel like I left any details out, or if you want to know anything more, I will do a second part video. So let's go back to 2012. Around November 2012, November, December, my cousin and I was planning a trip. We was going to the DR. Her and I, we wanted to go and just live life and have fun. We was single, we was, family. We wanted to get out and do something fun. So I was like, before I go anywhere, I want to have a banging body, be fit, lit, all that from head to toe. So we planned that November, December 2012, and we was going to go in June of 2013. So I was like, bam, that gave me enough time to get my body right, get my mind right, get my finances, everything, and get on the right track with life and stuff. So knowing that I had that goal, I was determined and disciplined to stick on my goal and get myself right and together. So I would say about March or April, my cousin let me know that she would not be able to travel international due to some health reasons. So I have already lost this weight. Jnet was looking good. I was getting slim trim, all that. So I was disappointed, but I was like, okay, whatever. So she was like, we can go on another trip within the state. And we ended up going to Atlanta. So I would say we went in that June, and this guy that I met, we did go to high school together. I don't want to disclose too much information because anybody from my hometown gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. But anyways, um, my cousin and I, we was going to Atlanta that June. I want to say I met him. Well, I saw him working at one of the sites that I was working at, and I was like, "Who is that? He's kind of cute." So anyway, I figured out who he was afterwards, and I messaged him on Facebook. So while I'm in Atlanta enjoying myself, I was messaging back and forth with him or whatnot. So whenever I came back from the trip with my cousin, um, we decided to meet up, I think for that 4th of July. So he was mad cool. I'm not gonna say he was this horrible person. As wise people say, everybody's seeing their best representative always, whenever you're trying to get to know somebody. So I would say he sent his best representative. And we just started talking a little bit here and there via Facebook Messenger. And then I think eventually I gave him my phone number. So we decided to go out for the 4th, but he said something. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something that it was like a turnoff to me. And I just got frustrated. I was like, I ain't playing no games. I'm just cut him off. So I was talking about it with some of my peers, and they was like, Janelle, just give him a chance. He probably didn't mean it in that way, because I forgot exactly what he said, but it was something that rubbed me the wrong way, which should have been a red flag from day one. But I digress. So I was like, okay, okay. So I decided to give him another chance, and we decided to go to the movies. So our first outing or date per se was at the movies. And if you go to the movies, you really can't talk anyway. You got to be quiet. You're in the theaters. So we both met up at the movie theaters. He drove his car, I drove my car. And we went to the movies, saw the movies. And then after that, it was starting to rain. So asked him, "Did you want me to drive you to your car?" Because my car was closer and his was parked in the back and it was raining. I didn't want him to get wet. So he rode in my car and I dropped him off to his. And a bad storm just came up and I had to get gas. So when he got in his truck, I was thinking that he was behind me, following me to make sure I'm, getting on the road to go home. So I didn't see him after I dropped him off and driving off because I did go get gas. And I was like, that's not a gentleman. He did not wait to see if I needed gas or saw if I was on the road or none of that. So that right there rubbed me the wrong way again. Another red flag that I should have took heed to, but I didn't. um, so at that point, I was like, I'm want to be done with this guy. I mean, he wasn't horrible, but I felt like he wasn't the man for me. He wasn't a gentleman per se. After that, I decided to give him another chance. Like, okay, we can go out, chill, or whatever. Even though it was the movie theater and I probably was overreacting. So we gave it another chance and we went to the movie theaters again in another city and something similar happened again. Like, okay, we drove separate cars. Whenever we got to the car, he did walk me to my car. And when I got in my car, he got his car, he just drove off. So I'm thinking, dang, this guy's not a gentleman at all. So he must don't care about my safety. So I'm like, I done gave him like 3 tries at this point. But me, being a determined little soldier, so I was like, you know what? I might be too harsh because it might be something in me just being judgmental and just being harsh and just sabotaging myself. So I did eventually tell him, like, you left me without making sure I was in my well, you made sure I was in my car, but not driving off. You were behind me, make sure I'm on the road, I'm good. Or if I need to stop for gas to make sure I'm good with getting gas because hey, I'm a female out by myself at nighttime. Now I ain't gonna front. I ain't about that life, but I'm about that life. I will protect myself and fight. But I do like for a guy, if I'm dating or pursuing that I'm with, to make sure I'm good and safe. Just that's just the way I was raised and brought up. But anyway, so we talked about it, and he was like, he didn't even realize he did it. And I was like, yeah, because you didn't realize I got gas. So if you was following behind me, you would have realized I stopped and got gas, and I was at the gas station by myself. So with that, we discussed and we talked about it and we moved on pretty much. So after that, we pretty much started dating, I guess. We went on another outing, a couple of outings after that. We were starting to learn each other. And I remember he made a comment that was very profound, that I felt like I unintentionally or intentionally knew that he wasn't the one because we was at the beach on one of our dates. It was beautiful. It was nighttime, it was beautiful, calm, and I and a couple was doing a photo shoot, so that was sweet too. But we walked on the pier and then we walked on the beach in the sand and I was a little startled because I was like, I just don't want no jellyfish to sting me. And he asked this question, do you trust me? So my response was no. I was blunt. I was honest. And I just said, no, I don't trust you. And I could tell he was a little put off by that. Like, why this girl don't trust me? She with me or whatever. Because really and truly, I did not trust him. I don't know. Just something in me just did not trust him. So after then, I would say he did put forth the effort to build and gain my trust. So he did eventually get my trust. Went on dates and stuff. It was fun getting to know each other, and he loved playing a particular sport. And um I remember I was getting my hair done in a city that was about 2 hours away from my hometown, so and he had a tournament that day. So he sacrificed from playing that particular sport to come with me get my hair done. And he drove me up there, which was sweet. I was like, "That was really sweet. You made a sacrifice to come spend time with me to get my hair done versus playing in the tournament." And I think it was for, like, a fundraiser too. And he loved this sport. He lived, breathed this sport. I believe he'd been playing it all his life. But anyway, so I was like, "Okay, I'm letting my guard down and talk to him and learn of him." And he is such a sweetheart, and I'm loving it. Um so this is 2013. We going into like November-ish. So we pretty much established a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend per se. And I think it was right before Thanksgiving of 2013. He let me know, like, okay, the going out is fine, but having the title, it was stressing him out. And at this point, I was like, okay, but I just want to make sure we have boundaries. So if we have that title or, we respect each other of who we are in each other's life, we just have the boundaries, and, we're not going to be seeing other people because we are exclusive. And it was stressing him out. And it was frustrating to me because it felt like it was a slap in the face.